was I was black the whole time.
But don't feel bad.
The whole time I was.
Let's say that's another topic.
I think, we don't start.
The link below, do you see it? Why are you watching me still? You haven't clicked the link yet. Click it. Click it. Click the link right now.
When I first started this show, it was after the George Floyd murder, right? I wanted to do something that was like purposeful. People were sharing posts, hashtagging, which is dope. It's really good to do that, get the word out, spread the word. But I wanted to add something to the conversation that was different, that was purposeful, that I felt was in my purpose. So I was like, man, I want to sit down with a cop. And so I was like, man, who can I sit down with? I don't know where I'm gonna find a cop from. I'm not just gonna walk up to a random cop and say, hey, you want to have a Facebook Live conversation with me? So my mentor, one of my mentors at the time, he was the Orange County Deputy Sheriff. He's black and he's a pastor. So I was just like, that's 3 different dynamics that's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, do you want to have a conversation with me? Like, just about what happened and all of this stuff. He was like, yeah. He's like, let's do it. So I invited him over to the house. He came to my office, set up the webcam, and we just talked, right? At that time, I wrote out some questions, stuff I wanted to ask him, and we did it like that. So it was really good. It was received very well. Interactions was good. And then later on, he told me that some of his cop friends had, commented to him about it. So it was pretty cool. So I was like, damn, to my wife, I said, I should do this. Like, I want to do more of these. And she was like, yeah. So I just started reaching out to people. Asked people to come have a conversation with me. So at the beginning, I was like writing out questions and sending people's questions. And I was just like, it just didn't feel
So are
natural.
you gonna take this to TV?
Oh yeah, we need to.
Yeah.
Y'all hear that, right? We need to.
Shit.
Either TV, I would even stream it. Like if I was to get a deal, if I was to get like a distribution deal with one of these streaming services to stream it, I'll even do that.
Because they always need content
Yep.
on the streaming services.
Yep. And the whole thing, I'm thinking, like, I want it to come off natural. That's why I stopped writing out questions. I said conversations. I don't call it an interview because we just talking.
Yeah.
I do conversations.
Questions make it seem more like the
Yeah.
person being interviewed
Right.
instead of having a conversation.
Right. And I have a direction. I have questions, things place I want to go. So it definitely has a flow to it. But I keep it natural. And I feel like this is just my personal opinion. No knock to anybody out there. But like, I feel like if it's like when things are like too planned and too structured, there's little personality.
Yeah.
So I try to keep it where it's like, yeah, you still have a plan, it's still professional, still presented well, but save room for the...
But people can be people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't seem forced.
Yep.
They're afraid to make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
They nervous. They uncomfortable.
Yep.
So they don't say certain things. Or
Yep.
they're watching what they say or how they say it. Yeah, because that's TV.
That's TV. And I don't want that on my platform. I don't want that to be my platform. I kind of wanted to still keep that personality because I think that's what makes it interesting. Like it'll grab people, like when they start watching, it'll grab them because it's like, yo, this just looks so natural. But you just got the camera rolling.
Yeah.
So we were talking about, before we shot the promo, we were talking about the streams of income, right? And then we went into the COVID thing. But two things I wanted to ask you about, because like I feel like you're doing what a lot of us want to do. Like you're moving into your business, like you've been doing it, like this is what you do. It's not something that you're pursuing, like you're in it, you know. So there's a lot of experience and insight that you can add to like a lot of different things. So like I want to ask you about, what do you look for personally? Like how do you decide, okay, this is what I'm gonna take on, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna move here. Is there like, are you like, okay, it's like, say you want to take on a new venture, right? I need to have this, X, Y, Z. I want to be here before I take on a new venture. Or are you like, hey, I need, like for me, 6 streams, right? I want 6 streams. Like, are you like, okay, yeah, I want this many and I'm gonna go get this many? Or is it like, okay, I'm gonna take this on. When I get here and I have this enough, I'm gonna take on something else? Or like, what's your like deciding process when you moving into these ventures? I know it's a big one.
Yeah, well, the first thing I do is pray about it. That's the first thing I do.
Facts.
I pray about it, and I continually pray about it to let God know that that's something that's on my heart.
Right.
And it's a desire that I have, because they say He'll give you the desires of your heart.
Right.
If it's in His will. So I always
Right.
say, if it's in your will, this is what I want to do. This is the next thing I want to conquer.
Right.
And most of the time, He just drop it like right in my lap. Like the person will come, like you and I, when you came to my business to get your hair done by one of the stylists. And you said you had a show. And I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to do something like that, to kind of advertise my business, get myself out there so people can know who I am. Because sometimes people have a different perspective of who you are from other people. They don't know you, but they judge you, and they dislike you because of your relationship with someone else. They don't give themselves an opportunity to come on the inside and get to know you. They stand on the outside based on other information. So that's why I said that would be, I think I would like to do that. Just have a sit down, kind of put my business out there, advertise a little bit, let people know who I am, what I'm about. Because in the end of the day, I'm trying to get people to come and work in the salon, you know, more stylists to come in.
Right.
So if this can let them see my true personality, my true self, who I really am, then maybe it would help them be more comfortable about approaching, because sometimes people will cause other people not to make the right decision because of how they feel
which is smart,
about you.
That's why I like this too, because, and I tell my guests, like, when they ask, oh, what are you gonna talk? What are you gonna talk about? I'm like, we're gonna talk about you. You know? And I feel like people are more prone to spend time and money with you if they know who you are, because when they're subscribing to, or when they buy your product, or when they're investing in you by buying something or taking on your service, that's you. You know what I'm saying? They're buying into who you are as an individual. And that's something that, you know, the platform showcases too. So, which is very smart, like praying about it. So how, now, 'cause I'm pretty sure you don't pray the whole time.
No,
action takes
I mean,
place.
I pray about it
And
because
so, like,
you put it out there, and you put it in the atmosphere.
Right.
And then you keep your eyes and your ears open to hear or to see if anybody's doing that, or if they've already done it, or how can you get into it, or you know, you ask questions. You start looking up stuff on the internet to see, you know, what the next steps you need to take.
Right.
But for me, I don't know, the favor of God has always been on in my life. He just somehow or another dropped whatever it is, like right in my path. Opportunities. I mean, one door closes, another one opens. That is such a true statement.
Wow.
And sometimes that door needed to be closed in order for you to be able to walk in the one that's going to be opening. But things just, for me, sometimes they just come a little easy. Yeah. Might not be hard, might not be easy keeping it, but the getting it part. Right. And then I try not to take on anything that's going to give me stress. If I got to stress a lot about trying to get it done, then I'm not gonna partake in it, because especially if I have 3 or 4 different things going at that time, I need them all to be running smoothly and be stress free. If something starts to stress me or to not make me money, then I immediately get rid of it. Man, woman, child, whatever. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Because what I don't want to do is be doing something and it causes me harm or does me stress, or I feel like I don't even want to go into that place or into that environment because of how I feel when I get there. I want to be comfortable when I go to work. I like what I do. I like my shop. I like my job. I've been doing it for 34 years, this coming August. Wow. I've been doing this. And I'm a healthy hairstylist. I don't do a lot of the things that the other stylists do. I'm not knocking anything anybody does. Right. But I just choose not to do some things if it's going to harm or affect the natural growth of the hair.
Oh, so you focus a lot on the natural growth. I could tell from your shop too, just the way the decor is set up. Yeah. I like the vibe too. Yeah, jazz. This is one of her stylists right there, man. This is dope. Jazz. I like this.
The Pope.
Yeah, the
Raised
Pope.
by Pope, yes.
Look, when my mom was one of her customers.
Okay.
So she did my mom's hair. So I was telling my mom that I was looking for someone to do my hair. And this is my second go at growing dreads. Like, this is my second go. So the first time I had dreads, they were to my shoulders, and then I cut them for work reasons. I regretted cutting them. They would have been down my back by now, I'm sure. So like, when I was growing it again, I was just like, man, you know, and the first time I got dreads, I was like fresh, I was new at it. So I didn't know what I was doing, wasted a ton of money going and getting it done, washing it right out the next day.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
It's just, it wasn't what I wanted to do. So this time I was like, okay, I know what I'm looking for. So my mom told me about Pope, and I was just like, okay. Went in there, I was like, yep, I like it. First time she did, I was like, yep, this is it right here. And then I was going back, man, like, and I like it to look a certain type of way. So I was going to her a bit too much. Yeah. And she was like, okay, Daniel. I'm like, yeah, I know. I just like it. Yeah, but she was cool. I like the look. Yeah. I like the look. And then she was like, okay, Dave, but man, she's really cool.
Yeah, she is, and she's very talented. I mean, I saw some of her work, and I'm really good friends with her mom. Her mom was like a sister to me.
Okay.
But when she said Jasmine braids and she does hair, I was like, okay, yeah. You know, kids have a hobby and they do stuff this and that. But when I actually went online to investigate and look at some of the things that she was doing, I was like, So I told her, I said, tell Jazz to give me a call. Yeah. So she did. So I told her, I said, you ever thought about working in a salon or doing what you do professionally? Because she was working, I think, at a restaurant then, doing waitressing. I said, you can set your own hours, pick your own clients, come in, you know, everything will be on you.
Yeah.
You'll be your own boss. You're an entrepreneur, sole proprietor.
Right.
She was like, I'll think about it, Miss Sonjae, I'll think about it. So I got a call a couple of months later and she said, I think I'm ready. So she came in, she's been at, I think July, it'll be 2 years.
Wow.
That she's been working there, and her clientele has really grown. I've tried to help her as much as I you know, possibly can, referring people and getting people to come in and letting her do them. But she got some spunk in her. She gonna be something.
Yeah.
She gonna be something if she keeps going like she's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Be something.
I thought I wanted to cut hair. And I say I thought I wanted to cut hair because before I would go out, before me and my brothers would go out, or me and my friends would go out to the club or to a party or something, I was lining everybody up. I was touching up the face and stuff like that. So my mom was like, why don't you just go to school and do that? Get your barber's license. I was like, all right, I'll get my barber's license. Then I started the whole process, and I was like, I don't want to cut hair. I just like doing the little touch-ups. I couldn't do it.
Schooling?
Yeah.
The $1,200, that's what got you. When they told you had to do, you sound like my son. Because I started teaching him how to cut when he was 12. And then when he graduated school, he went off to the Navy. So I told him, I said, when you get there, let them know that you know how to cut hair. Oh, and then maybe you can cut, you know, start cutting hair, you know, as a Navy barber. So that's what he did, and he did. They had him do a couple of cuts, and he did exceptionally well. So they hired him as the Navy barber. So then it just opened up a whole world for him, because now he got all different types of hair that he get to practice on. Wow. And I say practice, because some types of hair he hadn't cut, but you know, they're all similar, but there are some differences in how you know, the guards you use or how you cut. But after he came back from the Navy, it was like he was on fire. He was there for 5 years. 5 years he was cutting hair.
Oh, so he got good.
So he was the barber, he worked supply, he did IT. So he had like 3 jobs. So I told him, look, when you go there, let them know everything you know how to do, so you can benefit from all of it. And that's what he did. So when he got out, I said, now you need to get your license. He said, so I just can't cut like I did there? No, because you know, military is different from civilian. Out here, you got to have a license to cut hair. So when they told him he had to have $1,200, he was like, I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I'm taking. How much is it going to cost? I say, well, the military should pay for it. You got to check into it. You got to see how I feel.
Yeah.
So when he found out it was free for him to go, the 1,200 hours wasn't so bad. So he went ahead and got the license, and he has a lot of clients, and I'm surprised at how good he's gotten. Like he done way surpassed.
That's your son there?
Yes. He has way surpassed what you know, all the things. Now he's teaching me, you know, the child is teaching the mother. So I'm learning some things from him now by watching him, you know, the razors and the, you know, outlining of the beard and the shape that, you know, to make the beard look full. And I mean, he has gotten really good, and he stayed busy. I mean, appointment after appointment. You see when you be there.
I see him.
I mean, those men be serious about their haircut. They worse than women. They come in and you say 1 o'clock, and somebody in the chair, they be getting eyes be rolling and huffing and puffing. I be like, just have a seat up front. He gonna be right with you. Don't worry. He gonna get to you. You gonna get your hair cut.
Worse than women.
What worse than women? They have some of the most sour faces when they come in and they see somebody in the chair. They think that somebody done got their spot, or you know, sometimes you know you run a little over, or a client be late and throw the schedule off a little bit. But those men be serious about their haircuts.
I see him when I'm in there. I'm gonna go get my beard touched up when I get my when I book my next retwist, and he's really good, like real good.
Yes.
I've been in between barbers for a while now. There was a time where I didn't get my haircut or shape or anything for like, my wife would tell you, like probably over a year.
Ooh.
Because I haven't been to, because I was trying to find someone to give me the look that I wanted, and not that it was like bad, but I couldn't find what I wanted, and
that
I was
sharpness
just like,
to it.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, I see some of those guys when they walk in there, I be like, what happened to him? But then when they come out, I be like, oh, what's your number? I know I'm old enough to be their mother, but you know, it's just the point of the way they look. Like he transformed them into something totally different when they come out of that room. Yeah. I have to go look in there and see if it's got a magic wand in there or something. You know, like, hey boy, you getting pretty good at this. You know. Yeah. And then they come out with a, you know, putting up.
Hey, listen, when that
is on, they know they look good when they come out of there. They know. And that's exactly what it's all about. You got a satisfied customer. A satisfied customer gonna bring you what? More customers.
Smart.
Yeah.
It's all business.
It's all business.
Look, and the thing that what trips me the most about the profession you're in, beauty, hair care, self-care, probably that type of industry, it's not retail because they're not buying a product from you, but I feel like that's like the closest to, well, it kind of crosses into retail because you're interacting with the customer the entire time.
Yes.
The entire process, you're interacting with that customer service. And that customer service is clutch. It extends past just the haircut, because it's the whole entire experience. It's what you, or not even just a haircut, even styling, like everything goes into play. And I feel like, like you said, a satisfied customer gonna bring you more customers. It can go one or two ways. You can be great at what you do. You can be a great stylist, but the conversation and customer service wasn't there, and people aren't gonna come back.
They sure aren't.
No matter how good they look.
I read a couple of books
and vice versa.
Psychology, because I don't know, for some reason when people sit in the chair, they just start to tell you their whole life story. You know, if they're having a bad day, or they had a breakup, or the wife ain't acting right, or the husband acting wrong, you know, it's just like, and you sometimes, like, you don't know what to say when they just bust out and just throw it all out on the table. You know, so I started reading a couple of books on, you know, psychologists, so I can know kind of like what to, you know, what to say to these people, kind of pep them up a little bit or whatever. Yeah. And I listen at my son, and he has learned how to have the same conversation with 5 different men 5 different ways according to the need of the customer. Because all customers aren't on the same level. You know, we got some, I hate to say it, but we got some straight ghetto customers. You know what I'm saying? We got some high-end, you know, pocket full of money customers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got some gangster customers.
Yeah.
We got some white collar customers. And we
Yeah.
got some blue collar customers. But I hear him in there, he could have the same, I mean, somebody could have just gotten out of his chair and they was talking about this conversation. The next person come in, they saying the same thing,
Yeah.
but they saying it in a different way. And the thing that he can relate to that person, he meet them where they are.
Yeah.
He don't make them feel any less than the person
Yeah.
that got out before that had the whole bunch of money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I listened to him. I was like, he is really getting good at engaging with the customer and knowing what that customer need and how to direct that conversation with that client. Because sometimes you can say the wrong thing and it can offend somebody. You know, it can be offensive. But I listened to him and I was like, okay, he's kind of gotten it down pat. And sometimes when I hear him don't get it down pat, you know, I go have to tip in there after and say, you know, being the mama, you know, say, well, you know, maybe you shouldn't have that type of conversation, or maybe you should have, you know, took it this way or said this or whatever it is. You know, next time kind of think about it. I don't know. He's like, oh, well, he know me, he know I am. I say, yeah, but still, you know, he got quiet for a little while. I think when he got quiet, he was trying to get past the offense. And then I guess he thought about it and said, well, he didn't mean to offend me, but what he said was offensive to me, and that was how I took it as a customer. But you just have to be careful. But customer service is big on me, and time management. That's the one thing I stay on him about. Booking your customers, giving customers an appointment. Because when he first started, he was all over the place. Yeah. And then people don't like to wait.
No.
When you tell them a time, they want to, if it's 5 or 10 minutes past that time, they okay. When you start getting to 15, 20 minutes, they start getting itchy, their feet start moving, they start doing stuff, they start looking around the corner of the room where you are, you know, because they know that some people have to get back to work, or they on time frame, or they got to be somewhere. Yeah. So I've always taught him about time management. That's how you're going to keep your clientele. Time management. Me, I get them in and I get them out. We'll have a conversation, but I'm not going to stop talking. I'm not going to stop working while I'm talking. I learn how to talk and work at the same time. Because I know that person has somewhere to be. And then sometimes so do I. I don't want to be there all day looking at the same people either. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be a revolving door. It's 5 hours done gone by, and I'm still looking at you. I should have looked at 5 more people in them 5 hours. You know. Yeah. So people want to be able to get in, get the service that they need, look good, and get out.
Time management. I'm gonna tell you what. That is something that I look for in a stylist, now that I get dressed, loctician, and a barber. I look for time management now. Before I guess I didn't have too much going on, so I had time. But now that I have more going on in my life, I have a family, I'm married, I got kids, you know what I'm saying? I still have a job, and I'm pursuing other things on the side, media company, and now a talk show. So like my time, I will put off going to a barber or something like that. And when I was not going to the barber for that whole time like that, part of it was that I was like, I don't feel like having to go look for another barber. I don't feel like sitting through a haircut that I might not like, or a shape I might not like. I'm just gonna do it myself. Bought my own clippers, started doing it myself. And then now I'm starting to go through different barbers. But that my time management, and if I sit there and I'm like, yo, I got stuff to do. If I'm sitting there too long, I'll leave. Hey, I'm out, go to the house, do it myself, I'm straight. Yeah. Because time is like
money.
It is money. Literally, when you have, even if you have a job, time is still money because they're paying you based off your time.
By the hour. Exactly. So you sitting there 2 or 3 hours, you're like, okay, I could have made some money in these 2 or 3 hours that I've been sitting here. So yes, time is money.
And then too, I look at it that way too now. Like when I spend money, I'm like, dang, how many hours it took me to get this? How many hours it took me to get this? Literally, you're paying with time, but that's another deep level thinking. But like you're literally, time is your money. And especially what you do, you're like, yo, I've been working on this head for this many hours. Now it goes back, whatever, not to get into your business, but like whatever your hourly rate is, you worked on this person for this many hours. Whatever they're paying you, it got to compensate you for the time you spent here. Because now, when you start taking extra time, now you're getting into the red for this job, and it all circles around money. And I know what the scripture says, it's talking about the love of money and all this stuff, and I don't knock, especially believers. Sometimes I think it's hard for believers sometimes to grasp. Just because you want money, or you're doing something, or you're pursuing something more to bring in more money, it's not that you love it, or it's not that money's ruling you. It takes money to live right now. You know, we don't barter or exchange services by trade anymore. It works off of currency.
Currency, yeah, everything is currency.
So you need that.
I think that particular, the love of money is, the root of all evil, the love of money.
Yeah.
It's when you allow the money to control you and you don't control the money. Because some people think because they got money, they can do whatever. That the money is going to be there to bail them out. They don't have any boundaries. They don't have any respect. They don't have any morals because they feel like, I got money. I don't need the rest of that. But there's no problem with you getting money or finding ways to go out and get it. But it's when you get it, how you act. Yeah, I think that's what that is referring to. There's nothing wrong. God doesn't want anybody to be poor, right? Because he's not poor. He's not poor. I mean, what's so exciting about being poor? Nothing is. Nobody wants that, and he doesn't want that for us. But he doesn't want that to consume. He doesn't want the money to consume you either. Yeah. So that's what that is. There's nothing wrong with having 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different streams of income. If you can run them all with perfection. You don't want to be out there having 6 and 7 businesses and only 2 of them running properly. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do it, you do it 100. You give your 100 to each business, and you continue. When you get that one good, you continue to move on to something else. Yeah. Until you have them all up and running, but they run into 100%. Yeah. Yeah. I say this. I love God. I hate being broke. It's like, I love God and everything like that. And I do believe in faith. I believe God opens doors. I believe God sets stuff up. I also believe in work. I believe in the work ethic of the individual. The word says if a man don't work, he don't eat. Yeah. I believe in that's true. That's true. I believe in doing things in decency and in order. Now, are we going to be a perfectionist at what we do? No. I run late. Sometimes things don't work the way I planned it out. Exactly. I mess up here, there, and so, but I believe in what I believe. I believe that anything that I want, or if I'm asking God to do something for me, right? Like there was a time where I wanted some more equipment, right? I wanted some more equipment. And I told my wife this after I got the extra piece of equipment. I told my wife, I was like, this piece of equipment, I'm gonna maximize the mess out of it. I'm gonna use it. I want another one. I want some more equipment, but I'm gonna use the crap out of this right here. And then because I want to show God that, hey, listen, I need another one. Not even just I just want it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I do want it because I want more, but I need it to do a better job. So maximizing and use the mess out of it. Then once I started doing that, opportunity. Yeah. You have to appreciate what you have in order to get what you want. Yeah. Because what you have, you're not taking care of what you already have. Right. Then you're not going to get anything else because you're not being a good steward over what you already have. Yeah. But if you're being a good steward of what you have and you're using it, like you said, you're maximizing it. Maximize it. Like they say, I'm going to drive this car till the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? I don't want another car payment. I'm going to drive this car till the wheels fall off. Right. That used to be me. That used to be what I used to say. Because back then, I was struggling. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I had 3 kids. I was by myself. Wow. So I wasn't trying to get a car payment. It break down. I knew a little bit. I get out there and twinkle with it myself and get it back going, whatever it is. Yeah. But I thank God I'm not in a position where I have to do that before. I can go to the lot and buy a 2020 and ride off the lot with it and feel good about the purchase I made, because there was a time when I couldn't do that. If it was 2015, I had a 2003.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
Or if it was 2000, I had a 1987.
Yeah.
You know, it's growth.
It's growth.
Growth. The more you learn how to maximize the talents you have, the abilities you have, then the more money you're going to be able to the more things you're going to be able to achieve.
Yeah.
But everything is a lesson. You have to, failure is what teaches you. Okay, I failed on this.
Yeah.
So I know not to do that no more. I'm going to have to do this a different way, but I'm not going to stop trying just because I failed. I'm just going to find another way to do it so that next time I can succeed at what I failed at last time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people, they fail and they quit.
They don't want to do it no more.
And then you prayed for it, or you knew you were supposed to have it.
Yeah.
But you quit on it. You can't quit because it's not going to be easy. Sometimes God is just trying to see how much you want it.
Yeah.
And if you keep getting up and you keep getting knocked down, you keep getting up and you keep getting knocked down, one of them times you're going to get up and you're going to get past that first hurdle, that second hurdle, that third hurdle. And before you know it, you done finished the race.
Yeah.
You might didn't win it.
Yeah.
But you finished it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
that's what you call success.
My brother, he's been doing his business for years, and that's what he does. He's an entrepreneur, business owner, and his thing. He told me, he was like, "How do you eat well?" And I was like, "How?" He said, "1 bite at a time," and that's just. And he told me that probably 4 or 5 years ago, maybe more, and that saying has stuck with me through everything, even putting this together. Like we ran across a lot of failures in the beginning, a lot. 6 episodes in, we hit one of the largest hurdles yet. You know what I mean? And it was tough. But I mean, now we're at episode 31, dropping this Thursday. I mean, and season 2. So it's just like, it's a lot, you know. But it's. I feel like sometimes, even with myself too, I had to learn this. Wherever you're at, whatever level you're on right now, wherever you are, like what's around you, like what can you use? And I had to do that. And I started just taking an inventory of what was around me. Okay, I don't have this, that, and the third, but I'm not gonna not do this. Not doing it is not an option. Or whatever it is I want to get into. Not doing it is not an option. So now that we already know that I'm gonna do it, or we're gonna do it, what can we pull together? What resources do we have to start it? I didn't have everything I have now when I started. I didn't have everything, but I used everything that I had at that time to start it. I knew my vision, I knew where I wanted to go, but because I did, and I posted something about that, I did a video about that, like just start with what you have. You might not have what you want, start with what you have, and then when you start doing that, then that's when you attract different things. Because why would God bless you with this if you're not even using that? You have no use for that right now. You know,
you're not there yet.
You're not there yet. You don't need it. So you kind of got to move on that level. So I guess let's just talk a little bit about like your start and where I guess because when I asked you off air, you was like, yeah, you've always been an entrepreneur, or you always had that mindset. So like, just talk a little bit about that and where that even came from for you.
I'm gonna say my grandfather. It came from my grandfather because he pastored not one church, not 2, but 3 churches.
Wow.
And he did like first and second, and then second and fourth, and then night church at a church.
What?
Because these people, yeah, he did it at night as well, because they were looking for pastors. They had ministries, or a pastor had passed away, and first he was just gonna be doing it like temporarily filling in, but then he kind of gelled with the people, so he decided to stay on. So he had 2 churches, 2 main churches, and then he started helping out a church and doing an evening service.
Wow.
He was a pastor, but he didn't depend on the church to take care of him. He drove trucks for a living. Wow. So he would be Monday through Friday, early Saturday morning, he would be on the road. By Saturday evening, that truck would be pulling back in because he wasn't missing church for nobody. But he worked, and then we had a farm. We grew stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he worked and did that. So he had different things that he had going on, or different ways to get income in. He didn't just say, okay, I'm just gonna get this one church. I'm just had this one job. He drove for different companies. When he was down at the other company, he knew somebody else that needed him to get a load somewhere. He'd get up and he'd go get that load. My grandmother never worked a day in her life. She stopped school, I think, in the 10th grade. She never graduated.
Wow.
From high school. But she never worked. Once she married him and they started having children, she was always the homemaker. She never worked a day in her life, but she was never broke.
Wow.
She didn't never not have. Whatever he gave her or whatever was hers, my grandmother was a saver. And she didn't put it in no bank. She had it in a handkerchief. And she kept it locked in a little chaperone, as they call it, in her room.
Chaperone. And
she would keep that key in a little handkerchief and stick it down in the bosom like they do in the old days. But that lady knew how to stretch some money. And my grandfather, he believed in tithing, so he was a tither. They paid tithes. Yeah. And when let's say God took the 90% and did what he needed to do with it, he did. And when people in the family needed money, they would go borrow money from my grandma. And my grandma didn't even have a job, but she always seemed to have the money to give the person that they came to ask for to borrow. My granddaddy would give her like a salary or an allotment, because he felt like she worked too, even though she didn't work out the house, she worked inside the house. Right. So she got her money too. When he got paid, she got paid. Wow. And she just knew how to manage money. And she always told me, whatever you do, I don't care what it is, if you can't do but $1, whenever you get paid, save something, put something to pay yourself, put something to the side, or put something in a savings account. And that's what I started doing, putting a little money, a little money, a little money, a little money here. And after you know it, that little money started turning into big money. And then you start making more money, and then you start putting more money into where you have an actual savings account, a real savings account. And then you got something you can look at and say, okay, I'm proud of myself. I came from not having the savings, not having a checking account, to having a checking account and actually having a savings account. Yeah. And that's a big achievement, especially for people of color. Yeah. Because we don't normally save. We get paid. Most of us live from check to check. We get paid, we get broke. Yep. We get paid, we get broke. Because when you look at it, sometimes the means don't meet the ends. You know what I'm saying? They don't meet. And you broke and you still ain't got enough. You still got some things that need to be done. So you're gonna catch that on the next, on the next check. And they say, well, how can I can't save. How can I save? And that used to be me. I'm like, I can't save. Every penny I got to go somewhere. She say, no. You pay God, then you pay yourself. Yeah. And then you work the rest. Take whatever you got and work the rest out. Yeah. You work it out. She said, but you got to put something away. Yeah. So that's what I started doing. So when my friend came, she was a friend. When this person came to me and said they saw a building and they thought that the building would be good. It's already kind of set up for a salon, and because I've been saying I had a business before and I ended up being closed down over off of Colonial Drive. And I always said I was going to open up another one when I got an opportunity. I was going to do it. Yeah. So I had my savings. I saved a little money, and then I got hurt in a car accident. So I got some money from that. Yeah. Had to have a couple of surgeries. So I said I'm gonna take this money and I'm gonna put it in my savings account. And when at the right time, right moment, I'm gonna use it to do what I need to do to get the business. So when the girl came to me with the idea, we sat down, we worked it out, and we decided how everything was gonna go. I didn't know that she didn't have it. She didn't have any money. So that's why I ended up being there now by myself. Because I put the money up for everything. Wow. And I kind of feel like I I don't know, used or something, you know. And it took me a minute to kind of get past that, but eventually she ended up leaving, or you know, she had to vacate the premises. But so then I had to take that savings and correct what needed to be corrected in order for me to be able to stay in the building. So then I had the lease redone, and then I took over that spot by myself. But I said that to say this: had I not had money set aside, or been putting them $5 or them $10 or whatever it is that I could squeeze out a way and building up a savings account, I would not have been able to bail myself out of that situation. And with the help of a good friend of mine's mom, I wouldn't have been in a position to do that. So putting something aside, no matter how small it is, it could be 50 cents. If you put 50 cents away for a minute, 50 cents either eventually gonna start turning into dollars. Whatever it is you feel like you can save, put it away and put it in a savings account, or put it in a jar, and then take the jar when it gets so big, take the jar and put it in the savings account. You know, that's what I used to do. Collect change. I spend money. Where the change gonna go? In the bottom of my purse. At the end of the week, I take that money out the bottom of my purse and I put it in a bucket. Took that bucket to the bank when it got full. I ended up having like $600 and some worth of coins in that bucket. That's the start of a savings right there.
It is, and that's clutch advice, because I think a lot of times, even myself included, we feel like we can't save, or there's not anything to save, right? Because when we think savings, it just looks so big. You know what I'm saying? I think it's not something that we feel can be achieved at the time. But I think a lot of that comes down to just impatience. I think even as a society, as a culture, we just lost patience. You know, people stop being patient because patience is not something that's required anymore. Everything is instant. Microwave food is instant. We're just kind of pushed into a sense where we're used to getting things instant. Not even that anyone asks for it. I'm not even gonna say people even ask for it. You know, technology has just advanced
to that point,
into a space where
we've gotten to, like, this is how everything is.
It has to come going. It's because it's happening that way. You know, when you grow up, it just happens. You push a button, you flip a switch, lights come on. Before, that wasn't a thing. You go to your car, and now they got a button start the car. Before, it wasn't like that. You had to go to the front of the car, you had to crank it on from the outside, to
and
get it.
Sometimes when that didn't help, you had to pour a little gas in the carburetor. You know what I'm saying? Keep hitting the gas pedal, let the gas flow through. We done came a long way. Yes, we have.
I don't knock technology. I love it. I like technology. But I see how, because of technology, I mean, you just not
made a lot of us lazy.
Is it lazy though?
Lazy. Technology has made a lot of us lazy. I'm just gonna say it.
I'll put okay.
Even I caught myself even getting to that point, and I was like, you know what? I gotta stop. I gotta stop this.
How? What happened?
It's just that you don't go that extra mile that you used to go, or you don't do the things that you used to do, because now with technology, it's a quicker way to get it done. So you take the quicker way out. Why? Because you're being lazy and you don't want to go that extra mile. Not because you don't have to. Because technology is here. But that extra mile might have been what was giving you that opportunity to gain that patience, or to smooth some rough edges out. But because you took the microwave effect, you didn't get to see those humps and bumps along the way, because you just throw it in the microwave and bam, it was there, and you got what you got. So you didn't build it, you created it. You just put it in the microwave, bam, and it came out. So that's what I mean by it makes you lazy. We don't think anymore. We don't really pick up the phone, pick up our phone, we Google everything, we don't read, we don't look stuff up in books. So it's like I don't know, kids don't go outside and play no more. They in the side on the video games. So now we got a lot of kids down that are obese, because they not outside running and riding bikes and getting that extra exercise that they need to keep their bodies, keep some of that weight off of the body. And then they eat processed food, fast food, food from everywhere, food with all kind of steroids and stuff in it. That's why kids are bigger than the parents these days. You don't know who the parent is and who the kid is now when they come to school. You go in there talking to the parent like she the kid, and she said, "Oh, I'm the mother." Oh, okay, that's the kid.
Kid about two times.
Yeah, 2 times the size of the mother. But I just think we just got away from what got us to the point where we are. There's nothing wrong with being updated on things or having the new technology, but also don't forget where you came from or how you got to the point where you were. Yeah. Because sometimes it's good to revert back to doing things those ways in certain situations. Everything ain't for the microwave. Everything don't taste good coming out of the microwave. If you notice that some stuff you put in the microwave, it turn hard or it be uneatable when you get it out. And that's how things are in life. Some things you can't do quick. Some things you need to do slow because you need to get the learning process. Yeah. When you do it fast, you don't really learn anything. Yeah. But when you take your time and you build it, then you can learn and you can figure out what your mistakes were and what you didn't do right, so you won't repeat those mistakes again. If you just keep putting stuff in the microwave, you're just gonna keep burning it because you ain't figuring out how it got to the point where it did, because all you did was just took it and threw it in the microwave. Wow. Then you got what you got. And you also got to build at your own level. I used to not want to be other people, but I used to measure myself to other people, and it always made me feel inadequate. I had to stop doing that because I'm just as important or just as good as the next person where I am. My reality is where I am, not where somebody else is. So if you take that notion and you start saving in your own reality and not your homeboy's reality, because your homeboy bank account may say something different than what yours say. But if you save in your own reality and stop trying to measure yourself by somebody else's success, then you can save. It won't bother you to put that quarter or that 50 cent or that dollar or whatever it is away a week, because that's your reality. Yeah. Not your homeboy. Don't base yourself on your homeboy's reality. Oh, I can't save because I don't make as much money as Chuck make. Or I don't make as much money as Thelma makes, so I can't really save. But when I start making that money, I'm gonna save. No. Save where you are. Save in your own reality. Find out what your reality is and start saving in your own reality, and then watch yourself grow to where Chuck is. Because we all got to start somewhere, but you got to be real with yourself at what you can really accomplish and what you can do. What you can do, not what your friend can do. Don't measure yourself by other people, because God put gifts and talents in all of us. It's up to you to find out what yours is and get into your reality and start making those things work for you and not you work for them. And if anybody's out there looking for a place to come and work,
there it is.
I suggest you come try Sonjae's Hair and Beauty Bar, 595 West Church Street, Suite G. I think you will be impressed. Yep.
Facts. I think you will too. I know you will. I was going to get to there anyways, tell people how to get in touch with you, but you started it. Oh. So let them know how they can get in touch with you, how they can find you. Okay. I'm on Facebook. We also have a website, stylesbysonjae.com. We are on Facebook, Sonjae Arthur on Facebook. You can look me up there. We have an Instagram, Styles by Sonjae Instagram. Also phone number, Salon 407-929-4718. If you'd like to book an appointment with me, or if you want to call me about renting out a booth or just coming down to check the place out, that's also the number, 407-929-4718. I look forward to talking to you. I look forward to have you come down to the salon. Yeah. I appreciate it. Fist bump, that's what we do here. So thank you guys so much for watching the sit down. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube, but you subscribers, I don't gotta tell y'all don't just watch my content and don't subscribe. You're not them type of people.
Subscribe.
Yeah. Hey, and check
this out. Going places. One step at a time.
Oh yeah. I want to give a shout out to our partners. taxmoney123.com. Need some accounting services. You want to get your taxes right, file with them. They dope people, trust me. They got me some money back, so that was what's up. Pinka Expressive Studio, check them out as well. And most beautiful partner of all, my favorite, my wife Oksana Tademy, the legacy coach. You can check all them out in the description of this video. Thank y'all so much. Shout to Sit Down, donate to us. You can help us grow, and we'll see y'all next time. Deuces. Yeah.